So, guys, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'm allotted 4 minutes and I've got all four of you in here. So I got to get going here. So, first
Right.
off, I got,
That's good.
yes. So, okay. So, Mark, being a producer is obviously hard enough managing budget, time, and everything else that you have to do. In the earlier press session, I asked a question about, how were these things scattered? And you mentioned that they were kind of overlapping in multiple stages at times. So, how does that work with this? It seems like you should have had three producers then on this thing. So, how did you manage this, and how is this so different than everything else?
You know, there's a lot of incredible people here that I work with, and so really the secret sauce is just stay out of everybody's way and let these artists do their work and ask them if they need anything and give them what they need. So, quite honestly, that's the crew was incredible, and actually the three of these guys, and kind of the leadership, you just sort of, you know, guide them, give them a goal, and off we go.
Yeah. And obviously, we're talking to three seasoned vets of the studio here that have not only been at the studio for a long time, but like Brian talked about earlier, have been involved in the Cars franchise since the beginning. So, okay, the next thing I started to think about when I thought about the story and something that was so different is obviously the introduction of Mater's sister here. So, was Mater's sister, Steve, when you were writing this, always this rich socialite? Or how did this seem to happen? Because it seems like she would have just been, on the nose, another junkyard tow truck or something.
Yeah, we haven't. We've tried not to give it away, but the idea was to suggest somebody out there that you're just dying to see, because that was really the carrot that draws you through the series.
Yeah.
So we kind of sprinkled the idea that, oh, she's hard to get along with and this and that. And we try not to tell too much about her until you get there. And we wanted her to be totally counterintuitive to what you were expecting to find. So I think Dana Powell played her really well and made her really charming in spite of herself.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Brian, it looked like you were going to say something there. Were you going to sprinkle in?
He's got the answer.
Okay, fantastic. So, Brian, maybe you can answer this one. I don't know, but I don't think, as we saw the detail of Ivy, another new character coming out of here, when she's coming out of the whale car wash, I don't recall seeing the pattern in her paint with like the jagged edges and everything. We've seen the sparkle paint on a lot of the other characters. Brian, do you know, or does anybody else know? Have we seen that type of detail in the paint before, or is this something new to one of the characters?
You're talking about are you talking about the pearlescent quality?
Well, the fact that it almost looks like there's like, I don't know, like if you saw like a 60s diner table, it had like those weird like half moon shapes and all these weird jaggies in there. It almost has like this quality. There is the pearlescence I know has been there. I just noticed something different with Ivy. Maybe I'm imagining things. I don't know.
Yeah, Bobby, you want to jump in?
Yeah,
I mean, we spent a lot of time on our paint job.
yeah, I think that's it. I think it was something kind of even more spectacular in her paint. She's an entertainer, right? Also,
Yeah.
for as a character, she is an entertainer, and so even the paint is more like the makeup you would have on stage is more than the makeup you would have when you go to a guest house for dinner. So her paint job is a paint job for the stage, and when you see that revealed, it's almost like tipping your hand a little bit to like what's to come.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so I've gotten the digital hook off from the side. So I got to wrap up. But Bobby, as I go and I walk out, I hear those intro lyrics here. That song is so darn good. And like you said, everybody's going to be able to sing this thing and have it stuck in their head forever. But I wanted to join your and Mark's crew as the bald man with the glasses. Oh, Steve is in the crew too. Brian, get your cool hair out of here. But the final line of that intro song, is it "We're ever together" or is it "Forever together"?
It's like singing the alphabet to see which the order of letters come in.
It's just they're ever together. Cars on the road.
Okay, perfect.
Together. Cars on the road.
All right, I was checking out a whole bunch of different things in the credits and everything and the subtitles. So anyways, thank you, gentlemen. My admiration and respect for all of you goes insanely deep. So thank you for another great series. and we're waiting for season 2. We'll talk to you guys later.
Fantastic. Thanks.
Bye-bye. Larry, it is a pleasure to meet you. Shall I call you Larry? Shall I call you Dan? What would you prefer for this?
You know, you can call me whatever you want. Real name's Dan. My stage name is Larry. Some people call me LD, Larry Dan. So I love your collection back there of all kinds of stuff.
Oh, well, thank you. Yes, we are, of course, only Pixar centric. And so, you know, from the very beginning of the Cars franchise, we've been in love, of course, with Lightning and your character, Mater. So one of the things that I've loved from the beginning with Mater is how he's able to really have a lot of ups and downs in his vocal patterns. And I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like as Mater's kind of gone on and you've taken him in some slightly different directions, you've had some ability to kind of really lean into Mater's silliness. Like in this series, you say like, you know, when you're thinking about your sister, well, I don't think about her that much until she turns up like any natural disaster. You know, right. Like I love that you really take him down and up. And then even we've gone numb to the simple pleasures. What have we become? Like, I really love
the simple pleasures. What have we become?
It's so awesome. I know. I love it. So have you, as you've grown into the character, have you felt any change or ability to kind of take him up or down a little more?
Yeah, you know, I've just done him for so long. Now I'm super comfortable with every script I get. So I feel like stuff like that. I feel like I can be goofy with it, you know, because that's how I myself would do it, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that kind of stuff is, well, anyway, we were, you know. Yeah, I'm a little more, I'm not scared. Before, when you first started, you just want to make sure you stuck to what was there. Yeah. You didn't overdo it and make it too. But the more I did it, the more I have done it, and the more people love the character and the franchise, what it has become, I just feel so much freer with the character. So so now I'm doing stuff like that. I'm this, and I'm kind of a little over the top, but I mean, I just think it fits in perfect for Mater. Mater's just flying by the seat of his pants and having a great time.
Yeah,
and so I kind of wanted to portray it, especially in this one, because there's some crazy adventures they get into. So I just felt Mater would be so excited and so like over the top and so you know, that kind of stuff. So
yeah. Cool. Okay. Well, I think I've got time for one more question. So I wanted to also talk about, speaking of that intensity of being able to pitch him up all the way like that, you know, in your touring days, when you're out there doing that, you're constantly exercising your vocal cords and keeping them fresh and trying to maintain. But what happens in a situation like COVID, like this, where you're not necessarily keeping that voice as exercised as possible, and now you have to come back in and throw him way up there again? Does that take time to kind of ramp that up to be able to not have as much of that vocal fry and everything?
Yeah, no, you know what? I do Mater all the time. You know, there was always somebody that, a friend of yours or relative, or you'll be out doing a golf tournament or just out in public, and somebody will want to, hey, can you say hi to my kids as Mater? You? So almost every other day, at least every week, I'm doing Mater for somebody. So it never really, like, I go up to the school where my kids are, they'll, like, the second grade, ask me if I'd come in and read a Mater story with a Mater tale book. So I'd go up and do that. So no, there's always something going on with Mater. So I always stay pretty sharp.
I love it.
Throat wise, you know.
Yeah. All right. Well, I love it. Well, I appreciate you taking the time and for filling us and Mater with so much more laughter in this series. I can't wait for everybody to check it out coming up. And thank you so much, sir.
You got it, man. I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right. Take it easy. Bye-bye.